Yes, I'm using a pen because I don't have anything else. Anyway, so let's talk. As you can tell by the title, today's video is a story. Now, I don't do many stories on my channel just because I was thinking whether to create a separate channel to do like story times, you know, things like that, and other things I really want to do, like hauls and things. But I don't do as many. And to be honest with you, I have a very boring life. Like, it's not like, oh, you know, I get pulled over by the police and or someone like, I don't know, like somebody like does this, that, and the other, you know, right in front of me or whatever. So yeah, very boring life. Not boring, but it's still very boring. So I've got myself a cup of tea in my Winnie the Pooh mug. Let's talk about creeps and what's just gone on this evening with me. So I want to make this video for one reason only, to bring this forward, to bring an awareness to these sort of people and to know the signs, because this could have gone pretty badly if I didn't know the signs. So I was at work today at my paid job, and the bus stop is literally over the road. Not over the road, it's like over the car park. So the shop's here, car park, and then the bus station's here near the road, basically. So I've been coming here for the past few months, so probably about a month and a half, obviously not counting the holiday I've just had. So I got to the bus stop, thinking, okay, I'm going to go home, you know, put my feet up, do this, that, and the other, finish editing the video that I need to get up, which will probably go up in a few days, actually, because obviously I want to upload this video first, because it's more important than the video that I'm going to upload. So it's going to be a little bit out of order, but anyway. Got to the bus stop, and I saw someone sat at the bus stop. I've just posted, by the way, this whole thing on Instagram, the shorter version. So if you don't have time to listen to the full version, then you could go over to Instagram at Amy Park Official, and I'll link it down below. It's always down below. In case that's what you want to hear, just a quicker version, just a summary, because I did like a few minutes. So I noticed a guy was sat at the bus stop. He must have been in his late 40s or early 50s, right? So similar age my parents are, which is even more creepy. To say that a guy who could have been my dad was doing the stuff that he was doing. Anyway, so when I got to the bus stop, he asked me if I wanted to sit down, and he even got up and moved a bit so that I could sit down. And I was like, no, I don't want to. Anyway, so I stood right far away from him because I noticed a bottle of booze sat next to him at the bus station, where, you know, kids could have been there, adults could have been there, teenagers could have been there, like so many other people would have been there, right? So anyway, so I stood there on my phone, so I was just getting my earphones out, trying to get my earphones plugged in so I can listen to some videos that I've got downloaded from TikTok. So I was doing that, and he started chatting to me. So he started asking me all these like uncomfortable questions. The only three that I pretty much heard were, because I couldn't really hear him because he was like stuttering or whatever. He was like so drunk that you couldn't really tell what he was saying. So one, he was saying where you're going, like, and what bus you're getting. And he was asking me as well, like, the shifts at my work as well, like asking me how many shifts do I do, and I didn't hear anything else he said. I just ignored him, basically. So he was asking me all these uncomfortable questions, and I was ignoring him. It got to the point where I just said no. Like, without even just about what the question was, I just said no. I just turned the other way and ignored him. I got really uncomfortable, so because he was that intoxicated, he started asking me the same old questions over and over and over and over and over again. So I decided to record him, you know, just for safety reasons, you know, so I got it on, you know. And so that's why the title of this video is Caught It on Camera or something like that. So, caught it on video. So I had my phone, and I was being really discreet about it, because if he knew I was, you know, filming him, I don't know what he would have. So I had my phone like this, and I was like pretending to text and go on like TikTok or whatever. and obviously I was filming him. And I tried a few times in the clips that you're going to see in the following, I'm going to show you the clips in a minute. So I was trying to film it and try to get a glimpse of him for the video so you guys can see what this guy looks like. But yeah, so I can show my mum as well in case she knows if he's like a criminal or whatever. So anyway, so I did that. Yeah, so it was being really creepy. And then this deaf guy came to the bus stop, and this guy was obviously deaf, and this guy, the one who's drunk, was like saying all these creepy ass things, saying like, "This is my girl." So he was pointing to me, saying I'm his girl, and I'm like, I'm not his daughter, I'm not his granddaughter, I'm not someone in his family, you know what I mean? Even it would be creepy actually if it was his daughter or whatever. And I just felt sick in my mouth. I just felt so sick in my mouth. So I was so uncomfortable, right? There's a deaf guy. He knows that there's a deaf guy stood next to us. So he obviously, I'm not saying deaf people are stupid. I'm just saying like he could like say anything and this guy wouldn't obviously hear him. So I'm feeling really vulnerable, and obviously this guy is dead vulnerable now. So this guy gets on one of the other buses, not my bus though, and I'm like wishing for my bus. So every now and then you hear the change in my hand because I had money in my hand to obviously get the bus, so I could just jump on the bus whenever it came. And I kept on looking for the bus as well, trying to like pretend to like be normal or whatever. Obviously I'm normal, but pretend I wasn't filming him or anything. And when he asked me as well what bus you're getting, I just said I'm getting a completely different bus to what I was getting. So anyway, so I felt really vulnerable. When this guy left, I was left on my, like the deaf guy left on the bus, I was left vulnerable on my own. I was so vulnerable because this guy is still around, he's drinking. Keep in mind, he's continuing to drink. So he's constantly drinking his booze. And I'm like, you stood at the bus stop at 4 o'clock in the afternoon drinking like a madman. And I'm thinking to myself, what's he going to do to me? Is he going to, like, rape me? Is he going to, like, touch me inappropriately? Is he going to try and mug me or something like that? Is he going to hurt me, like, stab me or something like that? So I was freaking out, thinking a million one different things, because I obviously love true crime. And some of the true crime cases I have watched on, like, YouTube and Netflix and things like that have happened, not even kidding, from a guy talking to a vulnerable girl at like a bus stop or when they're on their own, and then he murders them, basically. So I'm thinking, what do I do? So I had a few choices. So choice number one was to go back into the shop, so into my work, and try and find the manager and just explain that this guy at the bus stop very creepily asking me out, asking me all these, well, he didn't ask me out, but you know what I mean, like asking me all these uncomfortable questions. I don't feel safe. And then I could have sat in the office and rang my mum, rang another family member. I could have rang for a taxi. Second option was because I was thinking I can't get my bus, because what happens if I get on my bus as normal, like I've been doing for the past, month and a half or whatever. What happens if he gets the same bus as me? Like he jumps on my bus and sits right next to me on the bus, trying to like touch me up or whatever. So I'm thinking I can't get my own bus now, because then he will know whereabouts I'm going, because all he has to do is like, follow me. So then I could have rang myself a taxi right then and there. Or I could have gone to another bus stop. So there's 4 options I could have taken. And I would have taken one of those options. And probably option number 1. To be honest with you, go back into work. So good news is, the good news out of this story, which is why I think someone up there is watching me and, keeping me safe. Some women, a lot of people, a group of people came to the bus stop. They weren't together, like they weren't part of the same party. But they were coming to the same bus stop, obviously, a guy. And I felt like safer because obviously I'm not left alone with this guy. And keep in mind, before these people turned up, he was talking asking me all these uncomfortable questions all the time. Some of them he repeated because I didn't give him the answer, and I didn't give him the answer. And then when these people turned up, he stopped. Those questions completely stopped. And he got up, he's staggered. You know when somebody is really intoxicated, that they struggle to stand up and they're a bit wobbly, whatever? Yeah. And then he walked, like, the other direction. And I was talking to this woman about what was been happening, and she's like, this is sick. You know, him being like this at this, you know, hour of the day, especially talking to a young woman at a bus stop, is completely sick. It was like saying to me as well, like, he could have completely done anything to me, like I've been saying all along. He could have literally done anything. He could have literally stabbed me or whatever, which was her theory. He could have had a knife. He could have tried to rape me. You don't know. So I'm so glad these people were at the bus stop when they were. And then they got on their own bus. And, you know, I was literally like, I don't know what's going on, because this guy could come back. He could be watching, you know, me from somewhere else. Watching, you know, the buses go by to see if I am still at the bus stop, to see if, you know, the other people go. So I was feeling dead vulnerable. And the bus came within the next few minutes, which, again, I was grateful for. So I just jumped on my own bus and went home. And that was that, basically. That's the reason why I'm making this video, is to spread awareness that this could literally happen to anyone, anytime, any time of day, any time of year. So just be careful out there, especially in the summer when you go out. Just be careful. So again, be careful out there. So I'm going to end the video here, but not to worry, I am going to show you the clip. So one of it is diagonal and one of it is horizontal. So yeah, so anyways, enjoy the rest of the footage, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. No.
Community service?
What's that?
Community service?
No.
Right?
What's that?
Have you got the right?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, this is there in the minute. I've just seen it go past.
That job is for you is perfect or not?
What's that?
That job.
Yeah. That.
Perfect?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Just know it's too hard for me.
Yeah.
In your life, you've got the second choice or not?
No.
No?
No.
And that's going to Turkey or not?
No.
No? What's your dream for?
What's that?
What's your dream for?
No.
Boston? Hello, I imagine. How are you tonight? Where are you going? No. How are you, father? Are you fucking sick or no? Yes, come on, sit. Come on. Where is it? With the bus. Bollocks, yeah. What the fuck is speak with you? Come on, let's go. Let's go. Osman. I know you don't understand nothing. But anyway, you know, I try. Osman. Can you say something? I'm trying to help you or something like that. Why are you breathing like that? Because I don't know. Why are you breathing like that?
Don't know.
No, it's not like that. You know. I'm trying to help everybody.
Yeah.
Osman. Bad cough.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Just got a bad cough.
You smoke too much.
No.
Yes.
No, I don't.
Huh?
I don't. I don't smoke.
Osman.